What's up? Check out my hair today. Got like some kind of weird thing going on after my haircut. I think a shower could take care of that, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is state of the bike, and let's have a look at what we got going on. So I just finished spray painting this toolbox. It was red. I spray painted it black. You might have seen this toolbox in some other videos. And I've got that mounted to the back of the bike. This clasp is complete garbage. So because the clasp is garbage, I actually had to freaking use a bungee cord to make it stay closed while I'm riding. But that's okay. And then if you look inside, what this is for breakdowns. Whenever I'm on the road and I completely break down, I've got everything I need. I've got Allen wrenches, spare inner tube. I could just have a patch kit, but my luck with patch kits is really bad. I'm just bad at patching bicycle inner tubes. I don't know why. But this is everything I could possibly need to change a bicycle tire, front or back, while I'm on the road. So that's what this toolbox is for. It's mounted in there with, there was this big, great plastic piece that came with your bike. Let me show you part of it. It came with a big bolt through it. And this is the remainder of what I've cut up for various brackets and things. But it was big. It had a giant bolt through it. So I used that to create a bracket on the inside of this toolbox. And I drilled some, I made my own washers from some coins. And after I made those washers, that's how the toolbox is attached, basically, on just the back two bolts. So this isn't all four bolts. This is just the back two bolts. Because I have moved my seat back by one using a steel bracket from a lift that I had. I posted a link to it on another video, and I've discussed it on some of the discussion groups. But basically, it's not the only way to make a bracket. That's just a way I made a bracket. So I got a steel bracket there where I moved the seat back, put the seat in these two holes, the two forward holes. Or actually, I moved it back. So it's two holes back, right? And then the original bolts to the front are like underneath this guy right here. This is the Anumelo bag. It is mounted to the bike in a very unique way. Underneath this metal bracket, I've got a license plate that I've stickered up. And the license plate runs all along the bottom. And I got clipped here. And under the license plate, by the way, there is a layer of hockey tape protecting the frame. So I got hockey tape on top of the frame protecting it. Hockey tape is my best friend. I love hockey tape. You're going to learn that here in a minute. And then I've got the second one right there. And I've got a Velcro loop going around the hydraulic to keep the bag pulled back, because it likes to creep forward. And I don't want that. That's why the license plate's there, is to keep it flat on the frame, because the bag actually isn't a perfect match for the frame. It is on my frame now, but that's because of everything I put into it. Now, I do have a battery mounted back here using the battery blender. I've remounted the battery under the seat. The battery used to actually be mounted on this license plate, which originally was for the bag. Then I switched to the battery. Now I'm back to the bag again because I need the storage. So now the battery is underneath the seat. Drilling holes through this aluminum. Use brass bits. That's where I made my mistake. I was using the wrong bits. I used concrete bits. They squirmed and swirled and went all over the place. Actually, some of my holes look absolutely horrendous. If I were to remove the seat and show you, they're bad. So if you're going to drill through this frame, use brass bits. Don't use concrete bits. That was dumb. That was dumb, guys. Don't do that. Then, like I said, hockey tape is my best friend. So I used hockey tape to secure my XT connectors. Actually, I have an XT connector up there. And it's kind of squirmed up underneath the seat. You can kind of see it right there. And that's the front of the seat where I installed the extra bracket to move the seat back. And then I've got another XT extender connecting here. And that goes into the controller box where I have a battery blender from Spark Cycle Works, not the other one. There's another battery thing that's not a battery blender. It has another name that's very popular. But I've used the battery blender from Spark Cycle Works. And so far, no overheating trouble. I didn't put a heat sink on it. I didn't mount it outside of the controller panel. It's in the controller panel. So that's just my preference. This water bottle mount, hockey tape all the way. Oh, and that's where the other plastic bracket is. So I made a bracket out of that big plastic thing. This guy that came with the bike, as mentioned previously. I made a bracket out of that, and I have that behind there. And then the bracket is taped to the water holder, and then the water holder is taped to the bike with the bracket in between. And I've got this steel shake mix thing that I use, so I can just stick regular water bottles in there. And other than that, the only other real mods I've made are accessories / mods, whatever you want to call it. Is I do have a few wire things that aren't currently, they rattled free of how they're supposed to be, but whatever, that's how it goes sometimes. I've got this whatever phone mount that is. I can probably give you a link if I haven't already. I've remounted my mirrors where they are now on the handlebars. I didn't want to deal with it before, as early on as I was having the bike, and I wasn't sure how to mount them up there, so I had mounted them down here before where those screws are, and they look pretty good. And I used brackets like I have on the back here holding my bungee cord to extend the mirrors out. So that's how the mirrors used to be mounted. Now they're mounted just kind of regular, plain Jane. And I kind of like that better, actually. They're more functional. And then on the very front, instead of having like a K-Moto bag or anything, I've got a rain poncho that I've got on there with a giant Velcro piece of Velcro strap. And I just keep that there for if it rains. That is the current state of the bike. And that's not all the accessories I wear when I'm out on the bike. You know, I got my lid, I got my pads, I've got my gloves, I've got a duck suit and some different things, but that's not exactly on the bike. So, but that's the state of the bike currently. All right, thanks guys.